What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans, NBA fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. Here we are, round 2, decided to cover the draft. I'll be watching it in Spanish, so hopefully when they announce the players, it'll still be, I forgot the guy's name, the little guy that does the lottery. I'm pretty sure we'll hear his announcement in English, but if it's in Spanish, well, what are we going to do? We'll be able to hear the names, we'll be able to see the names, and I'm excited to see who the Spurs draft at 35th, and be quite honest, I'm curious to see where Bronny James goes. Oh yeah, that's Spanish. That's okay. So the draft will resume in 15 minutes, so we're going to have probably a recap. Well, some of it's in English. Oh, this will be interesting either way. So thank you for jumping in the stream this afternoon. I'm excited. Hope you're excited. Spurs community seems completely mixed on what happened last night with the Rob Dillingham trade. At the time of the trade, I was definitely stunned and didn't like it. I hope it is fruitful for us in the future. Good afternoon, Carlos, Spur in the moment, Samuel, Arno, Low Mac. I don't recognize Miss TSR has to work, so she is not here this afternoon. You all are very kind to her, and I thank you all for that. We didn't have any trolls yesterday. That's a good thing. Colin, you guys are actually first up on the board. So there's the draft board for the second round. There's only 28 picks this year. I believe 2 teams lost their picks. I don't remember who it was. The Spurs draft 35th and 48th. Will we take 2 players in the second round? Probably not. But there's still some good talent out there. And heck, we've talked about on this channel how second round picks, Manu Ginobili being one, Nikola Jokic, and many others, where you just don't want to look at these second-round picks and be like, you can't get anybody good. You never know. Odds are against you, but bonjour to you, and not crazy time in France. It was, those of you that stopped in last night, it was, oh my gosh, it was late, like 2 in the morning. More acceptable time at 10 o'clock. No, we're not married. Miss TSR, we're not married. She is my girlfriend. We've been dating a little over a year, but no ring here. I could see us trading the second round pick, the 48th pick. The Spurs have, I think, 5 second round picks next year or the year after. We have a lot of picks coming up over the next couple years. The roster obviously can't hold all of them. The salary can't maintain that many high picks. So I'm hoping there's a master plan that Pop in the front office has, that Brian Wright has, that I'm not seeing yet. And I just got to trust the Spurs are going to do right. You stayed up late. Trading both of the picks, Basement Dweller? I mean, it could happen. I gotta think we're at least drafting one. I say we draft somebody with the 35th pick, and we'll see from there. I might not stay live for the whole draft. I do plan on staying here for the Spurs 35th pick and the 48th pick, and I am honestly interested to see what happens with Bronny. He's on the thumbnail. He's not the best player available in the second round, but he's probably the most well-known name because of his dad, of course. And, I have nothing against the kid. Actually, I'm kind of rooting for him in a way. You guys know I'm not the biggest LeBron James fan, but this kid had a heart issue, a scary heart issue. I hope he overcomes it and does well in the NBA. I'm going to find right, Kokoshiba, careful. Chicken nuggies, I don't have anybody in mind. I mean, my girlfriend is a UConn fan, which most of you know now. And I'm sure she would go nuts if we drafted one of the 2 remaining UConn players in draft. I think it's Cam Spencer and Tristan Newton. Newton wouldn't make much sense with the Spurs drafting Stephon Castle yesterday. I don't know. I'm ready to move on from Zach Collins. I am very ready to, I'm not ready, but because of injury, I'm ready to move on from Charles Bassey. I think we could use a big, and the guy we talked, I forget his first name, Bona. He didn't get drafted into the first round, did he? No, I don't think so. Late in the first round? Maybe he did. Did Bona go in the first round yesterday? Crap. Hey, Garza, thank you for stopping. And by the way, if anybody hasn't hit the thumbs up, would greatly appreciate it if you're going to be hanging out for a while or you appreciate these type of streams. This is the one sponsorship we ask for. The thumbs up sponsorship, the free ones. If you could hit the thumbs up, would greatly appreciate it. Go! Adam Bona. Angie, how many draft picks? Well, right now we've drafted 1, and we have 2 second-rounders. And hello to everybody. If I miss anybody stopping in, my apologies. Jax Cordy, you actually just nailed it. I don't want to trade the second-round picks for more second-round picks. It seems redundant. The Spurs community right now is very split on the Rob Dillingham trade. Do I felt Rob would have been the guy for the team? Don't know. But picks so far down the line, I know one's an unprotected first round, and this pick swap I think is number 1 protected, and that's it. Maybe it's the other way around. Minnesota probably will not be good in 2030. That's 6 years from now. You're banking on Anthony Edwards maybe not still being there, Dilly not being good. Cat will be old, but maybe still playing. Rudy Gobert will be pretty old at that point, so he might not be in the league anymore. It's a lot of ifs. It's a lot of draft capital. My personal opinion is we're going to be trading some of that capital for something, maybe for a better pick somewhere or for a player. We can't draft everybody we have over the next 7 years, or we can't draft all the picks we have. We can't fill all that many roster spots. Rob could have been nice off the bench. Rob could have been... Oh, Dilling. You know, I get not having to pay 2 lottery players. Next year's draft is a better draft, and we have our own pick. We have the Atlanta Hawks unprotected pick. Let's not forget that. We have the Bulls. Is the top 10 protected? I feel like it's top 10. And then the Charlotte pick, which it's not going to convey. Charlotte's going to suck, let's be honest. Second round picks for more second round picks. Any team that drafts Bronny is wasting a pick. I don't want to say a waste of a pick. There is a chance his dad comes with a pick. Angie, I know you're a fan of Bogle and Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons has been not good the last 2 years and missed all the year before that. Me personally, I wouldn't take a chance on him now. But I respect anybody's opinion that says, hey, I still think he's got something in the tank. I've seen enough to say with the injuries, the holdout, no, not at this point. Not for me. If the Spurs draft LeBron's son, I'll be okay with it because the Spurs are a good developmental team. We are. May not be able to swing. I don't think Trey's coming back, Switchblade. He's going to be a free agent after the season. All signs would point to that he would be a backup here. Wouldn't you test the waters and see if you can be a starter somewhere else? I think Trey's probably going to leave. And I don't blame him. Top 10 protected, thank you. By the way, the gang's all here. The normal live stream gang. We got Baby Coyote in the back. Mikey right here. And a little headband Grogu right there. And, you know, I was on the fence on whether to do this, but I was like, you know, I had a lot of fun last night. It was actually a ton of fun having Miss TSR with me and experiencing the draft with you guys. You know, I have nothing planned in the early afternoon. Go live for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it may be, however long you decide to go live. Because my next live stream won't be... Actually, it's not that far away. I will be calling the Spurs Summer League, and I think our Summer League starts July 7th or 8th, and I want to see stuff on Castle, so I'm definitely definitely going to hang out for that. JC, we could use some depth. Absolutely. Ricardo, I really don't know who I want at 35. What's up, Walker? Thank you for stopping in. Let's take a look at the best players available that are remaining. Can I do it? I should do it right here on my laptop. This won't affect anything. So let's go ahead. NBA best... Well, best players. No. 2024 NBA draft. I peeked at this earlier. I don't know a lot of the second round guys. I mean, I know some of them, obviously. All right. So Sports Illustrated, top 10 best players available in the second round. Let's see what they have to say. Kyle Filipowski from Duke, who was projected to go in the first round, still available. Johnny Furphy, who just has a great last name. He was supposed to be a first rounder out of Kansas. Tyler Kolek, point guard out of Marquette. Cam Christie, whose name I've heard on the channel. Max Christie's brother. And Justin Edwards, out of another Kentucky guy. Adam Bona is still available out of UCLA. He could, I mean, I might be interested in. I like what I read about him. Tyler Smith out of the G League, Keyshawn Johnson out of Arizona, Cam Spencer out of UConn, UConn, and Jonathan Mugbo out of San Francisco. That's Sports Illustrated's top 10 remaining. I know a couple of these players. There's a lot of guys I don't know. Filipowski, if we could get him at 35, let's talk about him for a second. I'm sorry if I'm missing the chat, but Kyle Filipowski, here's what they have to say on Sports Illustrated. Bigs with Filipowski's diverse offensive skill set are hard to find, with the 6'11 big man capable of handling the ball, shooting the three, and distributing. He's also not as stiff of a defender as he's perceived, actually holding his own well against switches while at Duke. There could be some lingering concern about the double hip surgery. Oh, he underwent last April, but assuming medicals are clear, he's well worth a pick early in the second. A big man that can shoot and handle the ball. I mean, are we not looking for a replacement probably for Charles Bassey? Are we not looking to move on from Zach Collins? Filipowski sounds like he'd be pretty good. Right? I don't know. Bonjour to you. Hello, Jamie. Thank you for stopping in. Jursic, yes, I've heard Jursik's name. The write-up I read on him was weird because it really presented his game in a positive light, but also made it sound like I think it was him that he checks out at times. I might be getting confused with another player. Whoever the Spurs get, I'm going to root for. Jose, thank you for stopping in. Trey will come back. He knows that no other team will sign him, and he wants, besides the Spurs, Trey's willing to be the backup point guard. Did he say that? But if he has a chance to be a starter somewhere else, you gotta think. I mean, I would rather be a starter than a backup. Then again, the chance to play with Wemby and be on a developing team like the Spurs might be worth saying. Hey man, why is my future wife Selena Gomez with you? Joshua, she's usually with me on the Spurs streams. Miss TSR will, of course, be here when she's able, moving forward. I'm scared Filipowski is like Zach Collins' brother. Oh. Sounds good, Free J. I think the Detroit Pistons should have gotten that first pick, the first pick overall. Fair. Bucks 33. Yes, the Bucks are 33. Looks like we had the Raptors, the Jazz. Didn't the Jazz draft late in the first round? Like at 29th? So 2 quick picks for the Jazz. We got the Raptors, Jazz, the Bucks, the Blazers, our San Antonio Spurs, the Pacers, the Timberwolves, the Knicks, the Grizzlies, and then the Blazers. The Spurs pick again at, I'm pretty sure it's 48. There they are. The Pacers back-to-back with the 49 and the 50. Who's got the last pick in the second round? It is the Timberwolves, I believe, 58th. There's 28 picks in this second round, not 30. 2 teams lost their second-round pick. I honestly don't remember why. And the clock is 4 minutes a pick instead of 5 minutes like last night. I guess it used to be like 2 minutes. I would have been fine with 3. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. Spurs will give Trey an extension. All right, we'll keep an eye on it. Filipowski is a better version of Zach Collins. I am a Duke fan. Okay. No Miss TSR today. She's got to work. Howdy, Gabrielle. I guess you're satisfied with the 4th pick. Who do you have picked at 8? Hex Yogi, that draft got all sorts of turned upside down. For me, my perfect draft would have been something like Versace at 4 and Castle at 8. Neither player was going to be available at those respective numbers. So Castle at 4, and I thought for sure, as many Spurs fans probably did, and I know he's a bit of a project, but it seemed like all likelihood Tijan Saloon was going to go ace to the Spurs. When the Hornets took him at 6, that changed everything. It's also shocked Ron Holland went 5 to the Pistons. I did not think he was going to go that high. So with 2 wings going off the board, that left Buzelis and Connect. The Spurs did not feel either one was worth an 8th round pick, and they traded it. And they drafted Dilly to train with the Timberwolves. I was obviously upset last night, instant reaction. In hindsight, if the Spurs truly did not feel like there was a player available at 8, maybe they would have taken Donovan McClingon if he was available at 8. He went 7 to Portland. If they truly felt nobody could help them or fit in with Wemby, be an integral part of their roster, trading that pick makes sense. It's just so far away. It is what it is. I mean, I do feel bad for Rob Dillingham. I mean, he wanted to be a Spur, and he literally put that Spurs cap on, and the minute it went on his head, he was traded. Spurs will select Caitlin Clark. I don't think they can do that. Lost their pick for tampering. Okay, that's what it was. Draft is starting now. Actually, should be starting now. Not will then be now, soon. Now. Furphy just to say the name. So, do you agree we got rid of Rob Dill to get a few first-round picks to give to another team so we can get the point guard we need? Which I believe they want the Cavs point guard. So you're talking about Darius Garland, Tino. I have a feeling they're going to make a trade. A lot of Spurs fans in our Spurs community, if you're not part of our Spurs community, what you waiting for? Hit the old subscribe button. Love to have you join us. A lot of Spurs fans think we might trade for a point guard, but we just drafted Stephon Castle to play that role, didn't we? I know he's been more likened to a Derek White type, or maybe not as a primary playmaker. Mark Tatum's in the house. There we go. What's he saying? Let's test the audio out. I think I just turned my surround sound off. Is it in English?
So let's get the second round started. The 31st pick in the 2024 NBA draft belongs to the Toronto Raptors, who have 4 minutes to make their selection.
And that back in Spanish. So yes, I'm watching this in Spanish, but Mark Tatum will be in English. So. It's just what I have. I have the ESPN 3. I have ESPN 3 for free, so that's how we're rolling. I don't know. Could Castle play as a 3 and replace Champagny? I feel like we'd be a little undersized, wouldn't we? Too many people discounting Castle's point guard ability. I hope so. I'm really hoping Castle. I mean, it'd be a win-win. As a Spurs fan, if Castle becomes a stud, that's great for me because that's my team. My girlfriend is a UConn fan. That's her college. She loves that team, men and women's basketball. And if Castle becomes a stud for us, it's a win for her. And she's kind of a Spurs fan now, too. But much more UConn, not even close. Best available, according to ESPN on the board right now, Johnny Furphy, Kyle Filipowski, Tyler Kolich, and Bobby Klintman. Draft has begun. Let's go. 5-year, $270 million extension is crazy. Get that bag, Barnes. The Harrison Barnes, get that. To answer your question, Castle at the 3. Somebody talked about the Spurs. We talked about it last night during the live stream. Could the Spurs go small? I don't think so. And some of you have asked today too, like, could Kellen Johnson be inserted back in the starting lineup? So our starting lineup next season could be, if Castle is ready to go at point guard right away, Wemby, Sohan, Johnson, Vassell, and Castle. And I know Kellen Johnson's not a great defender, but Castle's going to be a huge defensive upgrade over Trey Jones. He's just so much bigger. He's one of the best. I think he was voted the best guard defender in the draft class. Was he not? Or best off-ball, on-ball, whatever. He's a darn good defender that can guard multiple positions. So we're going to have an instant defensive upgrade with him at the 1 if he starts. So can we afford to have somebody back in the starting lineup that's maybe a little weaker on defense like Keldon? But then what happens with the bench? Our bench was terrible last year, giving up leads left and right when Keldon was part of the bench and when Keldon wasn't part of the bench. I don't know. Agree, Jack Brady. Pat, yo to you. I see Kyle going to the Raptors only makes sense. You're saying Kyle Filipowski? He's a center out of Duke. Best available for Furphy, a wing out of Kansas. If the Spurs take Furphy, I'm going to like it just so I can say Furphy. And I got LeBron's son here. I got Bronny up there because I'm curious to where he's going to be drafted. But it is also round 2, and that's like that's perfect. Castle needs to go to G League to develop if he wants to be a point guard. I'm hoping Castle kills it in Summer League. So I was planning on watching the Spurs in Summer League anyway. Now I'm going to be more invested because I'll be able to check out Castle. So Miss TSR, I know you're watching. So now you have a reason to maybe catch some Summer League games. You can see your boy in action in a Spurs uniform. Would you get Kyle if he drops to the Spurs? Get Collins out and replace him with Kyle? The big thing with Zach Collins too, let's not forget, he had that dislocated shoulder in the last game of the season and needed surgery to get it fixed. Is he going to be the same player? The pick is in for Toronto, so I got to get... be ready. And I'm sure ESPN's going to go to commercial for some of these picks. Hopefully they don't do it for the Spurs pick. Yeah, that's in Spanish. Okay, just checking. The pick will be in English, I believe. I thought it was funny. OKC traded away Australian Josh Giddey to turn around and draft Euro Josh Giddey and Dovic. Yeah, the summer league's gonna be fun. Apples and bananas. Go Spurs, go to you. Go Spurs, go to everybody. And just a hello to the non-Spurs fans that are hanging out, looking for a place to get live coverage, etc. Thank you for stopping in. I think we use number 35. I don't think we draft number 48. Biscuit Buddy Phil, good afternoon to you. And your guess is as good as mine. Wemby, I'm going to call it right now, not playing in the Summer League. I cannot see that happening in any way, shape, or form. He's already got the Olympics that he's going to be playing in. No Summer League for Wemby. He doesn't need it. He's ready. Yes, I'm going to live stream all the Spurs Summer League games for EJ. I think we have... Here we go.
De Baylor a Jacoby Walterwitz, y ahora ya escuchamos entonces cuál es ese segundo pick para ellos. Jonathan Mobo de la...
The stupid announcer was talking while he was talking. Oh my gosh, ESPN, I know it's a different language, but when Mark Tatum comes out, you got a STFU. So Jonathan Mobo, who was one of the top 10 best players available when I checked. Let's update that. Let's not update any. There we go. Out of San Francisco, the center goes to the Toronto Raptors. So Filipowski is still available. Wemby is in his kitchen eating a hot ham and cheese on a Kaiser, wondering what catching loud from... Oh, we're trolling. I'm worried about him playing in the... Yes. I'm very worried about Wemby playing in the Olympics, too. I can't tell him no. Chance to represent his country. Yeah, that's a little scary. He's a big dude. Jonathan Mogbo. Not familiar with him. Best available on the board. Furphy and Kilipowski are still there. Could the Spurs get one of those guys? We'll only see Bronny's name come up as the best available remaining. I believe he's Adam Bona, guy we talked about. Maybe a guy... Do the Spurs go big? You guys talked about this yesterday. Could you see Sandro Mamukelashvili being a starter for the Spurs next year? He played well with Wemby. It might not be the fancy thing to do to have him in the starting lineup, but we're trying to, turn things around, and they work well together. Melistic, good evening. He's still available. We have picked 35 and 48 as it stands right now. Speaking of the Olympics, Rudy and Wemby with no 3 seconds in the key rule. Oh boy. Nobody loves Furphy. Could be a TV show? These players can get hyped, and the Spurs do it. Well, Marauders. I did a lot of coverage, a lot of pre-draft coverage. Castle appeared to be the guy the Spurs were going to draft. There was the last few days of, well, the Spurs aren't saying anything after he worked out. Maybe they're not interested. That was clearly a smokescreen. They were very interested. They drafted him fourth. And he was probably the best player available at 4. He's going to be a defensive dog. Some folks on the channel said, it's just drafting DeJounte Murray again. I hope his ceiling is higher than that. And if it is, then we're good to go. Melisic, you're not alone. A lot of people are not happy with the Rob Dillingham situation. Not even necessarily the Dilly trade, but just the fact that we're not going to win right now, but we want to see the team improve as much as possible. And those picks are so far away that the pick is in for the Utah Jazz, by the way. The Jazz pick is in. Woohoo! Hopefully the announcers shut the hell up so we can all hear it. Because I shut up when the pick is in. But this lady here was like, blah, 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 blah. It's like, Mark Tatum's talking, you bunghole. Who gets a ring first? Whoa, Granada. Whoa. He just said, who gets a ring first? Spurs or Miss TSR? Everyone's saying that if Castle has a good jump shot, he would have gone number 1. Yes. That's true. If he's DeJounte Murray, then he's a bargain price Murray. E.g., and if he can develop quicker than Murray did, then yes. The thing, too, with Dilly is he's going to a team in the Western Conference that we could see in the playoffs sooner than later. Playoffs? Yeah, I know we got to win a game first, but this could be a who knows? Let's not... Yep, City Sissoko. We still got City. Do you think we added more future picks to pull off a big trade this year or next? Brian, I think... Yes, that's got to be the plan. Stockpiling all these picks to make a big move.
Ahora repasar entonces cuál va a ser la decisión.
Kyle Filipowski.
Y ahí está.
Wow, these announcers, she almost did it again. She almost talked over Mark Tatum. I'll try not to be critical, but you have to be aware of your surroundings. And if the person announcing the draft picks is approaching the podium, STFU. That's a good pick for the Jazz. Isaiah Collier was taken at 29th, who dropped substantially. Now they get Filipowski, who's supposed to be a first-round pick early in the second round. That's good for the Jazz. Congratulations, any Jazz fans. All that Jazz. So now the Spurs can offer more picks in Atlanta for Jalen Johnson. Is Johnson on the trade block? All right, so the Biscuit Buddy. I don't have ABC. I don't have cable. No need for it. Not going back to it. I use a lot of streaming services like the NBA League Pass and da-da-da-da. The draft is on ABC, and for whatever reason, I can only watch it in Spanish. I didn't want to get Sling just for the NBA draft. I would have, but I was like, well, it's on. I get ESPN 3 for free when it comes to ABC events, so I'll just watch it in Spanish. Because all I need to hear is Mark Tatum. Right? Did you hear the music? Mark Tatum makes the announcement. That is clearly in English. But this announcer, she can't shut up. Is it on NBA TV? Wait, what? I get NBA TV. I pay for NBA TV. Is it really? Butterfly, good afternoon to you. Is anybody else? Is that? Because I did not see it was advertised on NBA TV at all. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much in the scheme of things. I'm only listening to Mark Tatum. I'm not listening to anything else. I'm talking to you guys and listening to Mark Tatum. It is on NBA TV. All right, well, after the Bucks pick, we're going to get the Buck out of here and go to NBA TV. Okay. All right, Spurs pick coming up shortly. I'm excited. You know, I know it's only a second-round pick. I'm excited. Honestly, Spanish sounds like the move if it means no... Stephen A. Smith. I don't get ESPN regular Butterfly. I know it's on ESPN. I don't have cable. I have the NBA League Pass and Paramount Plus right now because I got to deal with I have Ryan Reynolds Mobile. I don't watch a ton of TV. I have Amazon Prime too. I don't watch a lot of TV, and with more and more stuff being diversified through streaming services, I think you need like 6 different apps to watch for me to watch my Giants this year. I'm just like, nah, this is ridiculous. Hello, Jose. Over 100 in San Antonio. Oh my goodness. But that's great. It's on NBA TV, so thank you. So as soon as the Bucks pick is in, I'm going to jump off ESPN 3 and shoot on over to NBA TV. I'm really surprised, though, when I searched, where to watch the NBA draft round 2, ESPN Plus came up, but every time I check ESPN Plus, it doesn't say it's showing, so there's something weird there. Dre, if Castle turns out to be legit, spur of the moment, I'm not a big ESPN fan. I certainly loved them more when I was younger. Not really a fan so much now. I mean, they still do a lot of good work. I'm just very shocked that their announce team, Spanish or not, keeps talking while Mark Tatum's coming up. I mean, that's got to be the cue to. How much is that in Celsius? I don't know, 30? Andrew, thank you for stopping in. Hey, Mario, thank you for stopping in. Knicks pick. There's going to be a while before the Knicks pick. I don't see a... Oh, wait, here it is. They picked 38th, so six picks the Knicks come up. 38 Celsius. All right, I said in the 30s. That's close. Tats, thanks for stopping in, watching from the Philippines. Who do we pick? I have no idea. The pick is in from Milwaukee, by the way. And when these picks come in, at least that they're getting to it pretty quick. Last night with the first round, there's Stephen A. Smith, everybody's favorite. There would be a video package, and there would be the clock, and then more time. With the second round, they're generally getting right to the pick when it comes in. For the most part. Thank you. Hit the like button, and yes, the Yankees are falling apart. They stink! I don't know if I just blew out my mic. So Isabel, bonjour. Good evening to you. Distract, thank you for stopping in. Philippines at 4:30. That's right, 4:30 a.m. You guys are 12 hours ahead. I appreciate everybody hanging out this afternoon. I'm glad, glad I did this with you guys. I'm curious to see the Spurs pick at 35, and I'm legit curious to see where Bronny goes. Somebody's going to take a chance on him. I can't see him not being drafted. They do have to do better. Olivia, thank you for stopping in. Damian Hernandez, watch Spurs trade their next pick for another draft pick in 10 years. Thanks a lot. That's going to be the running troll on Spurs fans for a while. What is taking so long to announce this Bucks pick? Mario, I'm excited for the NFL season. The Giants are going to be on Hard Knocks. Deservedly so. We've sucked for a decade. Another trade from San Antonio coming. Astronomy, thank you for stopping in. See some new folks in the chat today. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, would love to have you join our Spurs community. This is obviously a sports channel, predominantly a San Antonio Spurs channel. I also cover random NBA things here and there, like the draft and the New York Giants. And also I'm a musician, so I do the occasional sports song. Here we go.
With the 33rd pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select Tyler Smith from Houston, Texas, and the NBA G League's Team Ignite.
Tyler Smith. All right. Bucks fans, if there's any in the chat, hope you like that pick. Portland up next, and then finally the Spurs get the pick. Spurs draft Bronny and then trade him for more draft capital. I could see a team doing that. I have said that on the channel. I could see a team drafting Bronny and then trading him to the Lakers for something. Glaze and Bacon, good afternoon to you. Castle has a better attitude than DeJounte. He's a winner. Biscuit Buddy, thank you, because Miss TSR Sports was looking for a Castle jersey, and she saw one with 00 on it, and she texted me. She's like, I'm looking at Castle jerseys. Is he going to wear 00? And I was like, I think you should wait for right now. I was pretty sure he was going to wear number 5, and you're welcome, Ted. So, Miss TSR, I think you're still watching. Let's wait a bit, and Castle will probably have a number 5 jersey in the next few weeks. Probably a Fanatics jersey would be the way to go. That's actually what I'm wearing today. I'm wearing a Keldon Fanatics jersey. They're only $60, and I'm not one of those people that needs all the bells and whistles. I don't see Bronny getting drafted. I see him staying in college for another year. If anyone does draft him, after him, do not feel sorry for them. Huh? Yeah, 00 doesn't seem right, Butterfly. Furphy is still on the board, and I just love his name. Jay Billis took a nice dookie on the Spurs last night. Oh, I saw that, Marauders. Telling folks, NBA fans greatly underestimate the Spurs' ability to scout 12-year-olds. I did see that. Yeah, I saw the troll. I greatly appreciated. Not at all. It was a Fanatic 00. Yeah, so don't order that one. So Furphy or Jursic would be fine for the Spurs. I agree. Draft Bronny as Spurs janitor. All right, so we're in a commercial break. Oh, I was going to go to NBA TV. All right, I forgot to do that after the Bucks pick. Hopefully I'm logged into my NBA TV account. I haven't logged in since April? Since the Spurs season ended? In worst case scenario, I can always jump over to ESPN3 real quick. I don't want to miss the Blazers pick, though. Oh, there you go. Every first-round pick from... Wait, no. Is it on NBA TV? I see a whole bunch of... I don't see that it's on. And I'm not signed in. I don't remember my password. So we're just going to go back to ESPN3 just to be on the safe side. I do not have TSN. Yeah, Safe Space. I was like, I don't see it on NBA TV, nor did I see that it was advertised. Oh, all right, J Money. All right, my man. All right. Back to ESPN 3 in Spanish. Segunda ronda. All I need to hear is Mark Tatum. Yeah, Ray, I'm streaming it on my Roku, so I am pretty delayed. Did Rich just get Filipowski? I did. I see 20 years of Las Vegas Summer League on the menu for NBA TV. Yep, that's what I saw, EG. I thought 0-0 might have been retired. I forgot Johnny Morton were retired. Vamos, espuelas, vamos. Good afternoon, Beavis. And no, it's not an NBA TV. Castle's going to wear 0-5. Filipowski would have been nice at 35. Didn't seem being available. Bronny James might be the Spurs' 48th pick. Joshua, I'd be fine with that. Totally cool with him going at 48. Yeah, headband Grogu for good luck. Hello, Pierre. Thank you for stopping in. Draft Bronny and trade to the Lakers for pick 17. Oh, I like that. I'd be down with that. Sure. Miss TSR did text us and let us know that she wants a Castle jersey now, but I would not get a 00 Castle jersey. I would get the right number. Pick is in for the Blazers. Bacon Philly Classic BK Melt instead is what I'm getting. Okay. The NBA should add a third. No, not a third round. Jorge, maybe you have a different version of NBA TV? Are you watching in the States or somewhere else?
Actividades. Momento de escuchar el pick de los Portland Trail Blazers y ver qué deciden para arrancar este segundo.
Oh, I thought the pick was in. No? I thought they were about to announce Portland's pick. Maybe that happened during the... Oh, Tyler Kolek was drafted. All right, so he was drafted during the commercial break. All right. Out of Marquette, point guard. I feel bad for players in the second round that, that the biggest moment of their career is sometimes during a commercial. So the Spurs are next outside the U.S. Okay, Jorge, you might have different... I thought maybe there's different restrictions and rules. So this is being shown on ESPN in the States, and generally speaking in America, if it's being shown on a network like ESPN or TNT, ABC, whatever, NBA TV will not show it. Where you live, those might not be an option, so NBA TV is streaming it for you. Yes, please do not spoil the Spurs pick. Please do not. So Bona, Jursic. Tyler went to the Blazers. The pick is in? Well, I don't see that yet, so we'll see how far ahead of you are, Spur, the moment. You said pick is in at 2:40 remaining on the clock for me. So you're at least 10 seconds ahead. Let's get to 100 likes. Let's do it. Make it happen if you can. Would appreciate you.
Go, Spurs, go! Go, Spurs, go!
You're about 15 seconds ahead. The pick is in. Furphy's the best player available on the board from Kansas to wing. I love his name. He's expected to go in the first round. Could the Spurs take him? Adam Boner. I'm going to call him Boner until no end. So, come on, Spurs. Let's go. Let's go get that second rounder. San Antonio Spurs key players Victor Wembanyama, Devasel, Keldon Johnson, key free agent Chetty Osman. Projected salary cap, none? What? 22-16 record, 14th in the West. We got picks 35 and 48. Now, you know what? I'm excited. Team needs playmaker, shooting. Best available, Johnny Furfin. I already messed it up. Johnny Furphy, Bobby Clinton, Cameron Christie, Adam Bona. Do we take one of those players? Sorry, I'm not looking at the chat. I don't want to see any spoilers. Come on, Mark. Where are you? Where's Mark Tatum? Where's Mark Tatum? I don't think Bronny's going until later in the second round. I did see Bronny listed in the chat. I think it's going to be a while. Come on, Spurs. Come on. Don't trade this pick away for a future second-round pick. That's not going to happen. Here we go.
Liga protegiendo el aro, entonces entendiendo la elección de Klingham y bueno, hoy con Cole que escuchemos ahora el
Furphy!
entonces de los San Antonio Spurs.
Shut up, lady! We got the Furphy! Woo! I don't know anything about him, but we got the Furphy. I'm showing right now, Johnny Furphy. He looks like a Furphy. 2023-24 Big 12 all-freshman team. He's a guard. I don't know a lot about him. He was supposed to be a first-rounder. Spurs traded him. Did we trade him already? No. 6', 7.5" without shoes. Is he? Does he play like a Furphy? You guys are saying trade. Did we trade him already? You gotta be kidding me. I'm gonna go look it up. I believe you guys, but I'm gonna go Google it. Sham just put 3 minutes ago. Pacers delaying Johnny Furphy at 30. Did we trade him for more second-round picks? For the love of God. Let me check the chat, see if you guys got any intel. So, yeah, it looks like he's traded already. Pacers, huh? That was a steal. He was supposed to be a first-rounder. And I wanted to say his name. What did we get for him? Glaze and Baking, it looks like we may have traded him. We moved up in the draft. It wasn't the Trailblazers. Well, the Pacers are showing as the pick right now. I'm so confused. We traded a 36. I don't know if you guys are trolling. Stretch mark, what's going on? I mean, I think I got trolled. For cash consent, we traded down. I don't know what is going on. Veronica, thank you for stopping in. Happy Thursday to you. This is my last day in my old unit. New job starts tomorrow. Excited for that, and I'm happy to be doing the second round with y'all. Very confused. We got Johnny Furphy at 35. It looked like a good pick.
With the 36th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Indiana Pacers select Juan Nunez from Madrid, Spain, and Germany's Ulm.
I don't know anything about Juan. Spurs are trading number 35 to the Indiana Pacers for number 36. So we got Juan Nunez. I don't know anything about Nunez. Is this kid any good? I don't know. Is he? I got nothing. I'm at a loss for words. This is now twice the Spurs have bamboozled us by drafting a player and immediately trading him. This kid can pass, playmaker. Okay. Gibbler, I'm confused too. Nunez is similar to Ricky Rubio. Okay. Yes, point guard of Spain. So apparently he's our guy now. Is he good at shooting? Because we need shooting. I'm sorry, everybody's confused. So am I. So we drafted Furphy at 35 and traded with the Pacers for Nunez and Cash. What's up, Jedi? So, okay. I'm going to trust the chat. There's many people, a lot of people that are regulars on the channel that are saying cash consideration in return for this guy. So, okay. So, yes, we pick up another non-shooter. I'm seeing 32% from 3. Spurs are definitely getting ready for a big free agent. We don't just randomly trade our pick for just cash. We weren't getting it. Big Spank, I know what's going on now. So apparently, yes, swap 35 and 36. And we got some money. A lot of people are saying Shams is reporting it. Or it was either Shams or Woj. I can't find it yet, but I would trust not this many people would put this out there. I'm going to try to see if I can get any news on it. All right, Shams just put up on his Twitter. Spurs are selecting Juan Nunez at 36 in the draft, sources say. So let me go to Shams' page. So the Pacers sent cash consideration. The Pacers sent cash consideration to the Spurs to draft Johnny Furphy at number 35. All right, so it was a pick swap. All right, Shams is reporting it left and right. So go to Shams' Twitter. It's probably on Woj's Twitter. Okay. I wanted Furphy too. He was supposed to be a first rounder. Woj just tweeting it, yeah. Juan Nunez, 6'4" point guard, good playmaking. I mean, I hope he becomes. I don't know. These draft and immediately trades got me feeling like this. If this guy's a point guard, why are we drafting another point guard? Isn't that why we drafted Stephon Castle to develop him hopefully into our point guard of the future? Now we're drafting another guard when we had Furphy who could fulfill a need? Yeah, we traded Furphy. I think I'm more confused why? And he was listed as a shooting guard, but he was supposed to be a first-round pick. I don't know where in the first round. I don't know. By the way, we are getting close to 100 thumbs up. If you could hit the thumbs up and help get us there, would greatly appreciate you. We needed a backup point guard. Wemby and a bunch of point guards equal championships. We trade Rob Dillingham but keep Nunez. Vinny, I doubt your thumbs up button is broken. A lot of Googling is right, Joe. I feel like the Spurs are terrible at knowing their weaknesses. We got Juan Nunez, so swap. You can see the little trade thingies up there now. The Spurs have swapped Johnny Furphy for Juan Nunez and some cash. Straight cash, homie. The pick is in for the Timberwolves. I don't know how to feel about that. Spurs trade 48th pick for 2 seconds in 2061. Furphy was 6'9". That's right, you guys did say that. So he was a big wing and a shooter, something that we could use, right? Is it up a lot? I don't know what's going on. My mic does seem higher than normal. Let me turn it down a little bit. I don't know what happened. We were fine last night, but I didn't notice I was red. Is that a little better? Check microphone. It did seem a little louder than normal.
From Malmo, Sweden, and Australia's Cairns Taipans of the NPL.
Bobby Clinton just went to the Timberwolves. I didn't hear the do. So Bobby Clinton out of Sweden, power forward to the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's weak defensively, but he's a great passer. Oh, okay. Nunez is great, good playmaker, high IQ. Last season, he won a championship. Okay, I mean. Oh, the goes for his go thing. Oh. A little better, I turned that down. I thought my mic was way up. I mean, my mic is up, but it was redlining a little bit. Check, check, check. I think that might be better. Right there. Right there, I think. Yeah. I think we're good there. You can never have enough too much volume, can you? I don't know. I'll just put it back to normal. Spurs need a tall power forward. Bronny has not been drafted yet, Bo. That's the second round so far, and it's going by pretty quick, which is nice. We've been live for a half hour. We're already, see, 7 picks in, and there's 28 picks, so this projects to be about a 2-hour stream. Perfect. Juan Nunez is not a Pacer, David, so you can't see it on here. The Spurs traded Johnny Furphy to the Pacers for Juan Nunez and cash considerations. Sham and Woj have already confirmed that. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. All right, well, Knicks are next. I don't want to say we're in tank mode, but... Okay, so Miss TSR just said the Ghost Spurs Ghost sound is crazy loud. Was that better? Let me test it again. Please let me know. Is it better? Is that... I turned it down? Are we at a better level? We definitely in tank mode. Are we tanking for Cooper Flag? Perfect. My ears are bleeding. So that's better? Okay. All right, everybody's saying it's pretty good. Yes, the 2025 draft is stacked. We could have 4 first-round picks. We have our own pick, the Atlanta Hawks unprotected lottery pick, or unprotected pick, which, damn it, why couldn't Atlanta be the number 1 pick next year? We have the Bulls' top 10 protected pick, and then we have our protected lottery pick from the Hornets, which is not going to convey. I don't see any way, shape, or form the Hornets are not a lottery team. We could have 3 first-round picks next year. Veronica, Miss TSR has never missed a TSR Sports stream as far as I know. She's even, when she was in Portugal, she watched the replays, and she is watching. So she's here in spirit. Boop! Impressive. Most impressive. Why didn't somebody tell me my butt was so big? Breaking news, Veronica is the new Cowboys quarterback. Barry's doing good, Andrew. You're doing good. I mean, next year's draft is huge. So, I mean, if the Spurs got the number 1 pick again, and Miss TSR is not a Cooper Flag fan, she's very angry with him picking...
Shannon Jr. Y ahora el siguiente pick por parte de los New York Knicks.
AJ Mitchell from Liège, Belgium.
AJ Mitchell. I don't know a lot of these guys. Bronny's still on the board. Spurs fans, how would you feel if they drafted Bronny with the 48th pick? Honestly, I'd be okay with it. I wouldn't lose any sleep. Why not? Yes, that was Spanish. I'm watching ESPN 3. That was Spanish, Mick. My ESPN 3 today is in Espanol. It's not a problem because I'm only listening to Mark Tatum. But for some reason, this broadcast, it's the female broadcaster. She can't STFU when Mark is up there. She doesn't understand. I hate to pick on her, but she's been the one constant today who keeps talking over him. Like, are you not paying attention at all to when he's up there? I don't get it. She just will not shut up when Mark is coming up there. Like, she has to get her point in no matter what. Like, I'm going to talk over Mark Tatum. I'm going to finish my thought. Dang it. Poor man Steve Nash. They should draft Bronny and then get cash or protected first-round pick from the Lakers. Yes. Soon in the Savior, that's my thought exactly. Draft Bronny and make the Lakers give you something good for him. Zach, it's extremely hard to hear, Mark. This ESPN Spanish broadcast has been very poorly produced so far. Extremely poorly produced. I don't know if the English-speaking version has any issues with the announcers talking over Mark Tatum, but so far it's been abysmal. Now, for the record, I don't think the person that I'm seeing on TV is the one talking over Mark Tatum. It's the translator. And maybe the translator's trying to finish what she said and not realizing I'm talking over Mark Tatum. So somebody's got to get in an earpiece and be like, yo, shut up. Or mute him. Just mute him. Spurs drafting Bronny would be dumb because then you'll all have to get LeBron to come over. No. Yeah, Robert, I was just thinking that too. She's translating, so there's a delay. But you're talking over the most important part of the draft, the announcement of the player. So Spurs fixed the defense at point guard in the draft, yet everyone's complaining we didn't take a 6'4" defensive liability. Can't make this up. I don't think it's necessarily, Leon, that we didn't. I mean, some people did want Rob Dillingham. I think it's the fact that we traded the pick away for something so far away in the future, in 2031. Like, there were wings available. There were players available that maybe could have helped the roster, and I just think what happened, now that I have time to sleep on it, the guys the Spurs really wanted, I think Tijon Saloon was the player they really wanted in 8. Maybe they would have taken Donovan Clingan in 8, which, can you imagine the Spurs drafting 2 UConn guys? My girlfriend would have went ape you-know-what if we got Castle and Clingan. Maybe Ron Holland was on the radar. I didn't see a lot of reports that the Spurs were interested in him. It seemed like the Spurs were definitely interested in Tijon. Also saw some loose stuff that maybe Clingan is somebody they would have drafted. Maybe not as a starter, but as the guy off the bench to solidify the defense off the bench, because our bench defense sucked. And with Saloon going 6th and then Clingan going 7th, Spurs maybe have just decided, you know what? There's nobody here we want now. The Timberwolves are interested in Dilly. They made it as a trade offer. We'll draft Dilly and trade him. Zach, I don't think he would. Draft Bronny and trade him for Rui Hachimura? Juan Nunes, 5.2 assists, 49% field goal percentage, 3%, steal and a half. Okay. Oh my gosh, EG, I would not cut. I don't know how. And to the credit, a lot of YouTubers cover rounds like 4, 5, 6, and 7 for the NFL draft. I mean, there's at least I've heard of some of the players here in the second round. There's guys I've never heard of in my ever when it comes to the NFL draft that late. Plays a lot like Manu? Okay. Slap the mix? I don't know. The way the Spurs have been operating in this draft, I could see us drafting somebody and then selling them for cash. Or no, they changed it from 2 minutes. It's 4 minutes now. It's not 2 minutes. It's now a 4-minute clock for the second round. I think 2 is probably too little. No pun intended. I think 4 is too long. I think 3 minutes would have been a good number for the second round. I have heard of KJ Simpson. Couldn't tell you anything about him, but I have heard of him. Butterfly, Trey Jones is on the last year of his contract.
Fue, entre otras cosas, líder en el tablero con 1,321 rebotes.
Jalen
Wells to the Grizzlies.
De Washington State.
Okay. Still no Bronny yet. So Trey Jones, I think, will test, to circle back around Butterfly, I think he's going to test the open market. If, I mean, I know some folks in the chat said, he's fine being the Spurs backup point guard, but if he can make more money and be a starter somewhere else, that makes sense. He's a great backup point guard. I don't think he's the guy to be a starter for us. I think he leaves. Not going to lie, I want us to keep Dilly. I'm still trying to figure out why we traded him. I guess the Spurs just didn't feel he was going to be the guy. I mean, we drafted Castle. It doesn't make sense to use your 2 lottery picks to draft 2 people that are likely going to play point guard. When you love the draft process, it's easy to watch and do content through all 7 rounds. Samuel, I'll take your word on that. I will take your word on that, my friend. I mean, sometimes you get the Mr. Irrelevant that becomes relevant. Rich, I watched some Juan Nunes highlights and he has some scary moves, incredible passing, and some Manu in him. Okay. Sneaker, Bronny, I don't know. Do the Lakers have a pick in the second round? The Lakers pick 55th. And I got to tell you, if Bronny James is available, which he may be, I cannot see any way, shape, or form they do not draft Bronny at 55th. That would be one of the biggest shockers of this draft if he's there and they don't grab him. Because you know Bron wants to play with his son like nobody's business. To be the first time in NBA history a father and son share the court at the same time. I know it happened in baseball with Ken Griffey Jr. and Ken Griffey Sr. It probably did not happen in football. I can't imagine it did in the NFL. And maybe it did in hockey? Maybe? I don't follow the NHL enough. Lakers already said they'll pick Bronny if he's available? Okay. Dilly would have been too small to play shooting guard, Jedi. He would have to play the point. He's only 6... What is he, like 6'3"-ish? 165 pounds. He's a small dude. Anything outside of the one, he's going to get just bullied around in the NBA. And that's the biggest concern with Dilly is his size on switches. If he's got to switch off on a guy that's 6'8", 6'9", that's going to be the advantage with Stephon Castle. Is he's right around almost 6'6", I think, and he's built too, so he's going to be able to handle those switches and probably be able to defend. I think I read the 1 through the 3, not so much the 4 and 5, but the 1 through 3, yes. Yankees versus Red Sox, July 5th. I think they're letting him undrafted and then offer him the minimum. Sneaker possible? Trade all the 2025 picks for 2040 picks. It's all about the future. I want to keep Keldon, slap the mix. I like Keldon. Dilly combine height. Oh, he was only 6'1"? Oh, dang. Chose, we don't have Johnny Furphy anymore. We traded the Furphy right away to the Pacers for Juan Nunez and some straight cash, homie. They are taking long, Butterfly. I thought this was going to go a little quick. Oh. Jursic is still available. I just realized that. Nikola Jursic is not drafted yet. Cody Williams could have been a guy we took in an 8. If I was Bronny, I wouldn't want a team to pick me just because it made my dad happy. But maybe he ain't like that. I mean, would it be the worst thing to be drafted by the Lakers? One of the greatest franchises. I'm not a fan, but I admit it. You got to admit it. In the history of the NBA, with legends like Jerry West, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, and then some. I mean, yeah, I think Bronny would be totally fine being drafted by the Lakers. His thing is he's not going to get any playing time. He's going to go right to the G League, which, I mean, if you're a second rounder, that's probably where you're going, right? Unless you somehow just blow it up in the summer league and preseason, you're probably going straight to the G League. We want no more cash considerations. Agreed. Rich, I wanted so bad to hear you next season scream Furphy for 3. That's Furphy's third 3-pointer in a row. That's a Furphy. Nunez, the next left-handed demon Ginobili. Don't spam it though, Kim. You're gonna get timed out. So we got it. We see it in there 3 times. Keep it in check. Man, no love for the Lakers in the chat. This pick is in and it's taking forever. They're showing footage from last night. Can you get to the pick from tonight? Oh, they're interviewing Alex Sarr. Bronny said his motivation is to carve out his own identity and prove people wrong that have doubted him. He has no desire to play with his dad, but if that's what happens, it happens. Wow, did he really say that? Jorge will have $26 million in cap space if the Spurs release Julian Champagnie, not likely. Charles Bassey, maybe. Devontae Graham, definitely. So there's a little asterisk on that cap space. Certain things need to happen. Here comes Mark Tatum.
With the 40th pick in the 2024 NBA
Blazers.
draft, the Portland Trail Blazers select Osasare Ighodaro from Marquette University.
Thank God we didn't draft him because I would butcher his name. Oh my goodness. Look at my man's name here. I just heard it and I had already forgot how to say it. Osasare Ighodaro? Forget that. Whew. ESPN's like 3 minutes ahead of me? Wow. I'm that far behind? I'm watching on ESPN3, I'm sorry. And I'm watching in Spanish. Frankie, the Spurs drafted Johnny Furphy and then traded him to the Pacers for Juan Nunez in cash consideration. Teams are scared of Bronny and his 4-point per game. Spurs pick at 48, and then I'll probably stick around to see. I'm going to stick around until pick 55. I'll probably call it that time and go eat dinner. I want to see if the Lakers draft Bronny, so that's 15 picks from now. That'd be about an hour, I'm guessing. The only team that I could see dumb enough to draft Bronny are the Knicks, Lakers, Trailblazers, Pacers, and maybe the Mavs. Maybe the Spurs will. Who just got traded to the Suns? This dude? Osarani Igarabi? That's why it's called ESPN3, because they report everything 3 minutes later. Juan Nunez just signed a contract in Barcelona and would be tricky to bring over right away. He's going to be a draft and stash guy. The take from this is that the Spurs are keeping the books clear. Okay. Adam Bone at 40. You know what? Hard left turn. Adam Bone at 48. Yes. Can the Spurs trade their GM? No. I think the Spurs are also building trade exemptions with Dilling and Furphy trades, adding to our... Yes. I think they are clearing up some cap. Rich, apparently Nunez played with the Spanish national team last year at the World Championship, so he may play at the Olympics. We'll have a pretty good idea what he's worth. Okay. Celtics had the 54th pick. I would laugh my butt off if they draft Bronny right before the Lakers. Tristan Newton has not been drafted yet, Jedi. Oh, you know what? I forgot about... My apologies, Miss TSR. I forgot her two UConn guys are still on the draft board. Tristan Newton and Cam Spencer have not been drafted yet. Okay. Could be. I don't know, could be. It's an interesting second round. There are a couple names that I thought were going to go higher than. I thought Tristan Newton was, well, I think he was projected around 45. I wonder if I can pull up a best players remaining like live tracker real quick. Best players available in 2024 NBA draft. Is there like a live, somebody got a live one going? TSR Sports has one. Nope, these are the picks. Gosh darn it. They have a little Bronny James breakdown. One of the most intriguing questions of the 2024 NBA draft cycle will be answered Thursday when USC guard Bronny James could hear his name called at the draft. The son of Lakers star LeBron James is the 55th ranked player in CBS Sports prospect rankings and projects as a second-round pick. Will the Lakers snag him Thursday? Well, if he's projected to be the 55th best player and the Lakers pick 55th, it actually kind of makes sense. I can't find like a live... Oh, ESPN has a best players remaining. All right, so ESPN's... All right, cool. Best 10 remaining players, they have Cameron Christie, shooting guard out of Minnesota, Adam Bona, the center out of UCLA, Kevin McCullough Jr., small forward out of Kansas, Justin Edwards, shooting guard out of Kentucky, Cam Spencer, shooting guard out of UConn, Ulrich Chamchi, power forward out of Cameroon, Harrison Ingram, small forward out of North Carolina, Pele Larson, shooting guard out of Arizona, Jamal Sheed, who we talked about on the channel recently, point guard out of Houston, and Melvin Ajinka, shooting guard out of France. Those are the top 10 remaining. They have Jursic rated as the 12th best player remaining. Antonio Reeves, a player we talked about on the channel this week, out of Kentucky, the 15th best player. They have Bronny as the 16th. Where do they have Tristan Newton? Oh my. Is Tristan Newton not even the top 25 remaining on ESPN? They have him as the 26th best player remaining. Well, shoot, they don't have him getting drafted in the second round if you go by best player remaining. There's a guy, Boogie Ellis. His name is Boogie. B-O-O-G-I. Okay. I'm looking at the draft board. Boogie Ellis, that's a great name. How can you go wrong with Boogie? What's up, Bacano? Oh, hard left. I was just reading it, but thank you. Juan is a 58% free throw shooter. So Phil, being honest, I will not handle a Keldon Johnson trade well. He's been my favorite player on the Spurs. He's tied with Wemby now, but for what, 3 years he's been my favorite player. I have 2 KJ jerseys. I have the one I'm wearing now. I have the one that you sent me. And to see my Johnson leave San Antonio, I would legit not be happy. I think he's... I know he's not a great defender. He's inconsistent on offense, but I think he's a Spursy guy, and the kind of guy you want to have in the locker room, and the kind of guy you want to have in the community. From what I've found online, he does a lot of charitable stuff in San Antonio. Sometimes just having good character players that are also can at least produce to some aspect on the court. And maybe not ask him to be the guy off the second unit. Not be the first option. Maybe a second option, and maybe he thrives in that role.
With the 41st pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Adem Bona from Ebonyi,
That's a good pick.
and UCLA.
Adem Bona out of UCLA. Good pick by the 76ers. That's somebody I was keeping an eye on. Good pick. Nice job, Philly. You're going to need him because you already know Joel Embiid's going to miss probably, 30 games next season? I feel like a sneeze is coming. All right. Keldon Johnson has one of the coolest attitudes on the team. He's super entertaining and expressive about himself. If they choose to let him go, so be it. Fair? I'd be sad if my Johnson left. Jurzik is still available. Pick number 42 coming up by the Charlotte Hornets. Damn you, Charlotte. Damn you, drafting our number 8 pick. I truly feel like the Spurs would have went saloon with pick number 8. But the Hornets, hey, thank you, by the way, to the Bless Shoes. All right, so Vinny, I don't have cable. I live in a weird spot where I'm in Connecticut where I can get CBS, Fox, and NBC, and then, QVC and Home Shopping Networks and Telemundo channels, CW. I can't get ABC. So for whatever reason, I have ESPN3 for free. I don't remember logging in. I don't know how I got it. It's free. And the NBA draft was on ESPN3 last night, which is where I watched it and covered it on the channel. I have access to the draft today, but only in Spanish on ESPN3. And I was like, you know what? I don't care. All I care about is who Mark Tatum's announcing in the actual pick. So there you go. 76ers got it. 76ers did get a Bona. I agree, Biscuit Buddy. Give us Saloon back. I wanted him at number 8. I know he's got a few years of work that needs to be done. It's going to probably be a few years before the Spurs are a contender again. So yeah. Cam Spencer, the 8th best player available on ESPN right now. Jurzik, the number 9th. Could we go with another UConn guy with the 48th pick? Could we? The pick is in for the Hornets. And we're waiting on that. You need to get a Superbox S. What is that? Is that a not legal streaming thing? Oh, no, I'm not going to do that, Eagle Empire. Okay, I see it. My friend has one of those. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to stream things illegally. That's just, I can't. That's just my moral code. I'm not knocking anybody that does it. Again, one of my friends does it all the time. He'll be like, hey, check out so-and-so on TV time. I'm like, dude, I don't have every channel like you. I can't do it. It falls in line with I don't want to have sponsorships. I don't want it. Oh, by the way, I'll talk about that in a second.
With the 42nd pick in the 2024 NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets select KJ Simpson from the University of Colorado.
AJ's
Okay. I got an email today for a sponsorship for a little kid's lawnmower that blows bubbles. What the heck does that have to do with sports? I hope little kids enjoy it. What? The only time I'll bend that sponsorship rule is if it's something Spurs related. Like if the San Antonio Spurs said, hey, we want to sponsor your channel. Duh. I mean, that makes sense. But I don't want to, lawnmowers and heating pads. And I absolutely hate these gambling sponsorships I'm seeing left and right now. Left and right. Established titles was found to be fraudulent last year, and I watched some channels that are always pushing their crap. And so I don't want to get involved in any of that unless it's Spurs related and it makes sense. And it's a product I would use that Spurs, which I don't know what product they'd be. Not going to happen. But anyway, we are getting close to the Spurs' second round pick. The Hornets pick is in already. No. They just changed it. The Hornets just made their pick. Excuse me. The Heat are now up on the board and have 3.5 minutes. I do live in Connecticut. And thank you for hit that like. No, not doing any. No illegal streaming. P2 Sweet. I don't. PT2 Sweet. I like the Furphy pick at 35. Was very shocked to see it traded immediately. Just like Dilly last night. We made the pick. And then the next thing I saw in the chat was he's traded. And I was like, am I getting trolled? The Heath pick is in, by the way. It's for dads that watch sports to get their kids used to mowing the lawn early. Must be hard being in Bronny's shoes right now. Is he attending? I don't know. Is he? He's right here. He's attending our stream. Did I see their rival Rasashi in Atlanta? No, I didn't, Pat. Bronny has not been drafted yet, Mario. And if he does, he's not dropping past 55. The Lakers will take him at 55. And if they don't, wow. That would be the biggest surprise of this draft. If Bronny's there and LeBron's team doesn't take him at 55, I would be absolutely shocked. Is there a chance that he's the best available before 55? Bronny's actually ranked on ESPN as the 55th best player, which is conveniently right where the Lakers pick. I think the Dilly trade was a good trade. It's very possible that the Timberwolves collapse at some point over the next 6 to 7 years. It is. Rudy Gobert is north of 30, is he not? He's going to be well past his prime, if not retired. Cat is like, what, 29? Past his prime, too? Could Ant leave the team by then? Who the heck knows? That's a lot of ifs and who knows, though, with the Timberwolves. Knicks are getting Bronny Jr.? Imagine if he goes to Cleveland. You know what? That would actually be cool, Jedi. If Bronny went to the Cavs and gets his start where LeBron got his start, could we actually see LeBron play for the Cavaliers 1 year, his last year, to play with his son and reunite with the team that drafted him? I mean, he's already went back to Cleveland once. All right, let's get this Heat pick in already.
Ser compañeros como en la universidad de Woodard y Kolnick, y ahora el siguiente pick. Entonces,
Oh, there he goes. Forget it, Spurs fans. Some of you wanted him. He's gone. There he goes. Nikola. Yeah, they're all Nikolas. From Serbia off to the Miami Heat. Did they already trade him? There's a little trade thing there for. Did he already get traded? I wouldn't be shocked. A lot of teams are drafting players and then sending them right out the door as soon as they get them. Traded to the Atlanta? Really? Is that where he went, to the Hawks? Gobert's is Gobert 32 already? Oh shoot. Isabel, yeah, he's not going to be with it. He's not going to be playing in 2030. I can't see him playing when he's 38. And if he is playing, he's not going to be anywhere near the player he is right now. Damn. If we truly try to win, we must draft Bronny to lure James to play with Pop. I don't want LeBron on the Spurs roster. Not at this point in his career. He's going to be 40, isn't he, next season? He's not playing any defense anymore. I know some people say, well, he could tutor Wemby. I'm like, with all due respect, what is that tutoring going to be? LeBron left Cleveland to go win a championship in Miami. I don't want that in the ears of Wemby at all. I'm not saying he would do that, but there's a possibility he could do that. And because of that possibility, no. The Heat are greedy. They don't need two Nicolas. Apparently they do. Nicola is Juan for Eastern. Is it really, EG? Nicolas Juan for Eastern Europeans? Or are you just saying it's the equivalent? I don't want LeBron in any roster. I want him to retire. Ouch. Ghost player, I'm not saying LeBron... Look, LeBron's doing offensively for his age is record-setting. He's putting up offensive numbers at that age that he's in a unique class. But he's not really playing any defense anymore. And you know, if you bring it to the Spurs, the offense is now going to go through LeBron, is it not? I believe that's all LeBron's known for his whole career is the offense goes through him. He's the facilitator. The offense right now flows through Wemby. So I want to keep it flowing through Wemby and build on Wemby, not put a pause in it. As in a common name. Okay, got you, EG. Every Nicole in the roster is plus 5% chance to win a championship. Okay. Just read. Which teams are potential landing spots for LeBron's oldest son? The Los Angeles Lakers, San Antonio Spurs, Dallas Mavericks, Phoenix Suns, Toronto Raptors, and Minnesota Timberwolves. They actually have the Spurs second? How many more picks, David? There's 58 total in the second round. The Spurs draft right here, 48th. Right now we're on the 44th pick, the Houston Rockets. Justin Edwards, I think he is Asian symbols. I don't think he's been drafted. Justin Edwards, I don't remember hearing the name. Unless he went in the first round, then yes, he's available. Some good players going, or players that were expected to be drafted higher, dropping here, and some teams may be getting some steals. I like LeBron, but I don't want him now. Yeah, I mean, if he was 10 years younger, that's a whole different story. Let me FaceTime Castle last night and said, "Hey, bro, it's Victor." And Castle replied, "I know who you are, bro." Okay. John Lou, maybe, maybe not. You have a good point, but having a playmaker like Bron can also play the point and make the game easier for Vic. It can make the game easier for Vic, but he's going to be 40. So now you're bringing in a player that's going to play 1 or 2 years, maybe 3, and then what happens after that? Is the team ready to move on? Is somebody past, he's going to be taking a heavy amount of minutes away from one of our young players if he was to join the team. If he was 35, I'd probably be more on board, but a 40-year-old LeBron at this point, not to mention, I'd have to think that he still wants to win another championship. He's got a bajillion records. I think he's closing in on the games played record if he doesn't have it already. Does Robert Parrish have that? I mean, I got to think he wants to get at least... If I was LeBron, which I'm not, my goal would be to get my championship record to 500. He's 4-6 in the NBA Finals right now. I mean, obviously, I'd like to get it over 500 and get to 7-6 in the championships. It doesn't look like he's going to win another ring. Never say never, but that would be my goal. I have a losing record in the NBA Finals. I want to get to at least 500. That would be me. Everything else, I mean, he doesn't need any more points, assists, rebounds. That's all just gravy right now. The rings. LeBron would still be 30 years old even if he was 10 years younger. About 30, he's still in his prime. That dude's, give him credit. He's a physical beast. The 30-year-old LeBron James is still in better shape than a lot of the 20-year-old guys in the NBA right now. Win a ring with his son? Well, I'm sure that would be... The Kings are on the clock, so we got the Houston Rockets pick during commercial break. Who did they take? Pele Larson. Apparently there was a trade with that. But Pili, out of Arizona, drafted by the Rockets. So hopefully the Spurs pick is not during commercial break because it's kind of in that wheelhouse. Breaking. Sources say Victor Wembanyama has been traded to the Charlotte Hornets for $1 trillion. The Rockets took Larson. It happened during commercial. Can't wait to trade pick number 48 for cash and a stickers. Spurs will pick Bronny and trade him to the Lakers. I could see that happen. And yes, Otis Pele was a soccer player in the 60s and 70s, I believe, and is considered one of the greatest soccer players of all time, or football, if you will. Oh, the cash considerations. Cash considerations got me all feeling like this. With the 48th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Spurs trade the 48th pick for a Big Mac and an order of fries. Lionel Messi's considered. It was usually between him and Ronaldo, but I feel like football fans have put Messi above Ronaldo, based on what I've seen. I'm not a huge soccer fan. I call it soccer. I'm in America. If I say football, I think the New York Giants and American football, so I do say soccer football. William French, I would have, since we drafted Stefan Castle fourth, with the expectation for him to run the point, I would prefer us to draft a wing, a forward, somebody. But the Spurs felt like the guys available in this draft that were remaining, because I do think Saloon and Klingon were players they would have drafted at 8th, with both of them off the board at 6 and 7. That changed the Spurs' plans, and they said, you know what, we're going to take this 8th pick, which was a free pick, if you will. The pick we might not have had from the Raptors. We got the Raptors pick this year and said we're going to turn it into 2 future picks, future draft capital, future trade capital. I was not necessarily sold on Dilly as a point guard simply because of his size. I think offensively he would have been great with Wemby. I think he would have got cooked on defense a lot. We'll trade the 48th pick for a top 59 protected pick. Top 59 protected. I can't wait for 2031. Will TSR Sports even still be around in 2031? That is 7 years from now. I will be 53 at that time. Will I still be doing YouTube? Maybe, if I'm still enjoying it. TSR Sports just took a major change for the positive this week, as my girlfriend joined me on camera for the first time, and it was fun streaming with her. And while she hung out with Spurs games, for the Spurs games last year off camera, I don't think she was heavily invested. I think she enjoyed watching good basketball, which she didn't see most of the time with the Spurs. But now she's going to have somebody to root for on the Spurs. She likes Wemby, she likes Devin, but now Stefan Castle, her boy from UConn. So she's going to be heavily invested in the Spurs this season, I think. And I'm going to be heavily invested, so I think that's going to make streaming the games even more enjoyable. The 2031 pick is potentially my niece's classmate. I think we're going to trade those two. I think so. Rich, you think Flag is worth tanking for? See, I haven't really followed the players that are going to be available next year yet. Cooper Flag is obviously a name I know a lot. He's a power forward, which I didn't realize until last night. I don't think we're going to tank because Wemby won't let us tank. He's too good. We're going to win games because of Wemby. Oh, they played the music, but they're not showing Mark Tatum. Well, they faked me out. Don't forget, you inadvertently proposed on stream and her family. No, I didn't. The Cameroon connection. I just said, if things work out, I would move in with her. I didn't actually propose. It kills. Good afternoon to you. By the way, I haven't said this in a while. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, that's all we ask for here. Well, and subscribe if you're a Spurs fan. We'd love to have you join our Spurs community. But, yeah, it's the time they haven't done so. And my apologies, by the way. There's a very, very small, but there's a percentage of Spurs fans out there that are a little angry with my thumbnail today on the Spurs draft grades because I put A+ on Castle and F- on Dilly. They're like, I think 3 people call me a clickbaiter. Look, it was an F- for me last night. When it happened, it was an F. Did they just not show who the Kings picked? Wow, they just went right by it. They didn't even announce it. Jamal Sheed by the Kings, they didn't announce it. They played the music and never showed Mark Tatum. So my apologies. My intent was not to be clickbait. That's how I felt last night. A lot of fans are angry with the trade and are certainly giving it an F or F-. So I thought it was a cool thumbnail. What it also showed is there are a few people that only comment on the thumbnails and actually didn't watch the video at all. Because people are like, I can't believe you gave this an F, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I didn't. I said it was incomplete because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. So that's all I got on that. So my apologies if you thought you were clickbaited. That was not the intent. A lot of fans are unhappy, and that's what I was trying to convey in the thumbnail. Yeah, I was just going to say, I didn't even know who that was. Student of the Savior. That logo there, I was like, who is that? That's the Clippers' new logo? I don't like it. I am not a fan at all. Miss TSR is not going to propose. No way, Butterfly. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. I mean, that's why a lot of the rumor stuff, I always put a question mark on it. For those that don't know, if you see a rumor video by me, Spurs trading for blah, 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 question mark, I have to create an interesting thumbnail as a YouTuber, right? That's part of, you want to try to draw viewers in, but I try to put the question mark there to let viewers know it's not certain. And I do that on all rumor videos. I always put a question mark on the thumbnail and the title to say, hey, try to let you guys know this isn't set in stone.
With the 46th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the LA Clippers select Cameron Christie from the University of Minnesota.
Momento de ver la actividad de...
He was expected to go higher, wasn't he? Cam Christie? We are getting close. We are getting close. Oh, we can actually we can get. Well, let's leave a couple picks in there. Spurs pick coming up. Do we sell it? Do we keep it? I don't like the new Clippers logo. I didn't even know that was the Clippers until one of you guys said, I'm looking at the logo, and I was just sitting here more confused than anything. I didn't know what to make of it. I'm like, what am I looking at? What am I missing? Mr. Z, what's going on? Do the Spurs know what they're doing? The Opinion Sports Show, yes, the Spurs drafted Johnny Furphy and immediately traded him to the Pacers for Nunez and what's becoming a fan favorite, cash considerations. Oh, those cash considerations. Fox or Garland? I mean, we've been rumored to be trading for Trae Young, Darius Garland, DeJounte Murray. I haven't heard Fox's name. What if the Spurs are trying to have room for next year's pick? Areb, that could be a possibility too. We could have 3. The Hornets pick is not conveying. We could have 3 lottery picks next year. That's expensive. Former logo equals 0 rings. I love some cash considerations. The new logo is a Clipper boat. Is that what it is? 2 trades in 1 draft? Yes, sir. Lauri Markkanen has been tied to the Spurs a little bit. First, you got to pry him from the Utah Jazz. Personally, I don't want him. I know he's a very good player. There were Lauri Markkanen rumors 3 years ago, and my major concern with him was how many games he misses and injuries. That has not changed. Maybe the Jazz were tanking and sat him. Maybe, maybe not. But he has missed a lot of time in his NBA career. And I've said this before, sometimes the best ability is availability. If you could be the best player on the planet, which Kawhi Leonard was, right? Or at least top 3, dude's always hurt. That's why they haven't done anything in LA. He missed so much time. And all those injuries have clearly made him not the same player. Who else excited to see what face Rich will make? Not me, because I hope it's a phase of happiness, not a what the heck just happened. The Magic pick is in, by the way. We're not getting Therese Halliburton. Butterfly, he was great as a Spur. I will say he was great his 1 year with the Raptors. Has not been the same player since. Breaking Spurs trade Greg Popovich for a future second-round pick in 2034. I hope they burn last year's Spurs City jerseys. Yeah, I second that. I'm not like those City jerseys at all. I didn't like the brown and white. Not a fan. The more I think on the Dilly trade, the more I like it. Honestly, we have so many project players that getting more right now before Wemby explodes doesn't seem a good idea. That's fair. Sofugibiasha. Sorry if I messed that up. Brian, it's appropriate for Bronny to be up there because I'm interested to see where he's going to get drafted. And it's round 2, and he's putting up a 2. So, I mean, it actually works. They're gonna have the Magic pick during the commercial break. So sorry to the Magic fans. We're not gonna hear the Magic pick. Can we get Dan Hurley to replace Pop in a few years? Pat, that would be great. And Bronny has not been picked as of this moment. GM Brian Wright traded for a hot bag of Cheetos. Anthony? There were some people very upset with Brian Wright's move last night. Dan would be great. Slime ball. Nice. Nice. Always good to have a slime ball around. We're getting close to the Spurs pick. Would it be a bad idea if we use some of those picks to get Jaron Allen? No, I'll probably go with Jaron Allen at this point. Bronny hasn't been drafted yet, 66 toss, 95, but we're getting close to the point where he's supposed to be. When I checked ESPN's draft board a little while ago, they had him ranked as the 55th best player. The Lakers are the 55th pick in the draft, so it would make sense for the Lakers to pick. I don't know, I'm just holding Mikey here. Put my head on his head. It would make sense for the Lakers to draft Bronny. Orlando traded pick number 46 for 2 first-round pick swaps in 2031. We basically made that same trade for number 8. Wait, Orlando traded pick number 46 for 2 first-round pick swaps for pick number 47? Well, we got 1 pick swap and then an unprotected pick. So Magic traded with the Pelicans. All right. Since we drafted Castle, what are the odds we trade for a star point guard? Probably not good, I would think. I mean, if you're drafting Stephon Castle 4th overall with the expectation that he's going to either be the primary ball handler or maybe like a Derek White role where he shares playmaking, honestly, I don't know what the Spurs' plan is right now. I don't. Castle is number 5. Okay, that was expected. So we did miss the pick. It happened during commercial break. The Magic drafted Antonio Reeves from Kentucky, who we talked about on this channel. Really good shooter, and he's been traded. So the Spurs are on the clock now. We're in a commercial break. This happens a lot with the second round where players are drafted during a break. So here we go. What do the Spurs do? We trading it for some straight money? We drafting Bronny? And then look at this. The Pacers got a back-to-backer here. Spurs are on the clock, 1:45 to go, so they have not made their pick yet. I think the Spurs are aiming at a big splash. I think so too, Sirac. I feel like they're going to do something with all these picks. There's no way in hey we can draft all the players we have lined up over the next 5 years with this draft capital. One of the upcoming drafts, we have 5 second-round picks. You probably just end up selling them all. Bron is firing some staff. So Antonio Reeves being traded. Antonio Reeves for a pick swap in 2030 and 31. Does 2030 and 31 sound familiar, Spurs fans? And the Spurs have a minute left on the clock, which tells me we're making a trade. I think the Spurs are doing a trade here. CCD, I think this is going to be a trade. This has trade written all over it. We're using up all our clock time. Are we trading this thing for cash consideration? Is this another cash consideration? So we had 4 picks in this draft. And if we end up trading this one for cash, then we pretty much walk away with Stephon Castle, and that's it. No disrespect to Castle. Nunez, I think you guys are telling me that he's going to be a draft and stash because of his contract situation overseas. Wow. I guess the Spurs are going all in for the 2025 draft then. We're going to have another bad year, win 30 to 35 games, be a lottery team, and hope the balls fall our way. Pick is in. I'm going to avoid looking at the chat. No spoilers, please. But the pick is in for the Spurs. And I wouldn't be shocked if... I don't know what we do here. 48. Could we take one of the UConn players? They're still available on the board. Cam Spencer, Tristan Newton. I don't see us drafting another guard, but San Antonio guards. It's actually, they can't take Tristan Newton. So that means we'd have drafted Castle, Nunez, and Newton. So that would be three point guards. That's not the way to build your team. 4 point guards and a Wemby. That'll be our roster on the floor. Joshua, you said disappointing draft. I feel a little the same way. I really thought we'd take a guy at 4, a guy at 8. Wasn't so sure on the second round. Maybe we're going all in for next year. We'll win some games this year just because of how good Wemby is, and we have some other developing talent around him. But if Castle's the only major addition, I see us winning 32 to 35, 30 to 35. I'll say 32 to 35 games. There's Spurs headquarters. You know, I'm not too impressed with what I'm seeing in the room there. There's a lot of people sitting there. All right.
De grandes
In the
con Zion Williamson.
2024 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Harrison Ingram from the University of North Carolina.
Harrison Ingram.
Harrison Ingram de la
Forward out of North Carolina. I don't know a lot about him. Is Mono in there? All right, so somebody with the clues in there. Harrison Ingram. Name sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't know what he would be bringing to the team. It is what it is. All teams, even experts, saw this class this week. True Alvin, better look forward to next year's stronger class. Fair enough. Is that a good pick? Harrison Ingram? He does not look big. Next to Mark Tatum, I mean... Yeah, no spoilers in the chat, please. People will you'll get timed out, and I don't want to see you get timed out. Harrison Ingram. Toughness, hard worker, impact player. They're showing him right now. I'll have to do a little research on him. I mean, I generally don't know the guys this deep into the draft. But was he projected? You know what? Let me get his projection. We picked him 48th. Where was he projected to go? Harrison Ingram draft projection. Kevin O'Connor at the Ringer in his latest mock draft from June 17th has by far the most optimistic projection for Ingram, slotting him as the 32nd pick by the Jazz. All right, so he's probably not. He's not small. He's 6'8". Guys, he's not a little dude. He's 6'8", 230. Well, okay then. Quick little blip from NBA Draft Room. A big wing forward with all-around game. Harrison can handle the rock, shoot it from deep, and really understands how to play the game. He can play 1 through 3 and flashes playmaking skills and can run the point or score from the wing. He's got a big, solid frame and knows how to use his size. He can play above the rim, although he's not an elite run-jump athlete. Has grown to about 6'8" and 230 pounds. He's a load to handle when driving the ball to the hoop. A very strong rebounder. Has work to do on his outside shooting. And his overall efficiency on the offensive end. Comparisons, built kind of like a taller Joe Johnson, but more of a passer, less of a scorer. So project. A guy that can't shoot. Great. Awesome. You're not going to find a Tar Heel fan that doesn't think Harrison Ingram is just awesome. He came into a UNC team reeling from one of the most disappointing seasons in NCAA history and immediately elevated it with his versatility, leadership, character, and his own will to improve. All right, I like that. Okay. So, okay. ESPN had him going to number 34 to the Spurs. We drafted 35th. That's very odd. So maybe this is a guy we wanted, and him falling to 48 is a little bit of a blessing in disguise. Is this a guy we're going to keep and we don't get any cash considerations? I'm actually going to check the chat, make sure I don't see any trade. 6'5" and a quarter is a big difference. Wait, is he 6'5"? Oh, was that his height with shoes? Ugh. All right, Leon, have a good afternoon. I'm going to stick around to the Lakers pick. I want to see if they draft Bronny at 55. And then I'm probably going to call it a night and go eat dinner. I know we're actually going to keep this guy. 6'4"? Why the hell did that site say he was 6'8"? That's not even close. Cowboy X Factor, good afternoon to you. Thank you for stopping in. Hopefully you're doing well. He's 6'6" and shoots 39% from 3. 39's not. That's better than a lot of the guys on our roster. All eyes on fit. Yes, Raymond. I'm interested to see if the Lakers do it. I'm not a Lakers fan, not a Bronny fan. I'm a basketball fan, and I want to see it. I want to see it happen. And yes, Tristan Newton and Cam Spencer, my girlfriend's team, UConn, both players still on the board. Great pick, and he's not 6'4", 6'8" on his tippy toes. He's 6'5" and like 3/4, basically 6'6". So he's around 6'6", 6'8" in shoes maybe. What if hey, you guys are trolling that. What if the Celtics take Bronny? Hello, Heidi. Thank you for stopping in. We blew 4th and 8th pick so bad. I'm sorry, but Castle isn't our game changer. It should have been Saloon at 4. Is pick 58 the Mavericks Cowboy X Factor? Do you guys have the last pick? Well, we actually had a pick during the commercial break. Tristan Newton, drafted 49th overall, to go to the Pacers. He'll be playing with Tyrese Halliburton. So there you go. During the commercial break, Tristan Newton gets drafted. Congratulations to Tristan Newton going to the Pacers. It was Harrison Ingram, 12 points per game, 9 rebounds, 39%. Okay, so Ingram sounds like a good pick. Okay, I'm not against it. He'll go to the G League, but okay, why not? A big, kind of a big guy. It did say he's 230 pounds, so he's a house. A draft pick during commercials reminds me of Nikola Jokic. Jokic probably had to have been to a commercial, right? Where he was picked. If Bronny came to the Spurs, can you imagine the hoopla? There'd be a lot of hoopla. Castle's going to be the best player out of this draft. Colin, if he is, that's a home run for the Spurs. Defensively, he's going to be one of the best defenders out of this draft. It's offensively where's that production come around? All right, 66 Taz. We have the best 6'4", 6'5" squad in all the NBA since we have been on the team. Breaking news, Wright traded 2 2025 picks for future consideration. Did he, or are you trolling? Rich Paul calling teams telling him not to draft Bronny. That could be happening. Yeah, JJ Redick's going to have his hands full. And a whole lot of what-ifs is right. So the Lakers pick in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does somebody snag Bronny before the Lakers? The Lakers are taking him at 55. They got to be taking him at 55. I can't see any way. I've said it already on the stream. How do the Lakers not take Bronny at 55? Whoop. Juan Nunez looks like baby Manu. That's what you guys are saying. Ingram did a workout with the Spurs last year and said he was going back to college. Oh. He's a forward, Deliza. Harrison Ingram's a forward. Seems like a good pick. Celtics drafting Bronny would be the greatest troll move ever. William, it would be. It would be, yeah. I can't believe I'm doing the draft here again today. I wasn't planning on doing the second round. I was like, you know what? Let's have some fun, hang out with the Spurs crowd, hang out with some other fans, get their take on who are they happy with, the picks from the respective teams, and I'm glad we hung out. I won't be live again until July, whenever Summer League starts, July 7th-ish for the Spurs, and I will be covering every Spurs Summer League game, so if you're looking for a place to hang out for some play-by-play, talk to fellow Spurs fans, talk about how Castle's looking and other guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button because I love covering the Summer League, and yeah, that's all I got. I don't think they're related, Isabel. A lot of people are saying the Nuggets traded Reggie Jackson, so no, I didn't know that. How does drafting Castle affect LeBron's legacy? It shouldn't in any way, shape, or form. I'm not going to do the Olympics July 26. They are going to be televised while I'm working most of the time, and I will probably I will follow what happens to Wemby. No doubt. If anything happens to him, obviously report on that immediately. If he has a huge game, if there's an injury, whatever. But as far as actually covering the Olympics, I don't think the time's going to line up for me able to do that. So, probably not. Harrison Ingram is a 5-star coming out of high school. Okay. Jokic was drafted during a Taco Bell commercial. But Connor, I have no interest in Team USA. The most I ever really was invested in Team USA was the Dream Team. And that wasn't really fun to watch. I mean, I love seeing Jordan and Magic and Bird together, plus my man D-Rob on that team. But they beat everybody by an average of what, 48 points or 45 points? It was an annihilation what the Dream Team did to the rest of the world. Today's NBA, I need a break. I love basketball, but I don't want to watch it every month of the year. Football season's around the corner. Baseball will be heating up at that time, and it's also the summer. I'm already covering the summer league. I don't know if Miss TSR is going to be too thrilled about me also, sitting in front of the TV tied to the computer covering a whole bunch of Olympic games. So not covering the Olympics. My apologies if anybody was hoping to hang out for that. Won't be covering that one. Paris is about 6 hours ahead, but if the games start at like 8 over there or 9 o'clock, that'll be right in my work time. Like literally right when I'm working. And I'm not going to leave work to cover a game. Pick is in.
Vamos a escuchar entonces por quién se decide.
NBA draft, the Indiana Pacers select Enrique Freeman from the University of Akron.
Enrique Freeman? Anybody? And some rest too, yes, July 26th. Having some rest. This is a huge hobby for me. This is not a job. I don't do this for a job. This is why we don't have memberships or sponsorships. I have a job. I have a relationship. And I have this, plus my comic book hobby. I still play Magic the Gathering. Plus I'm a gamer. I still play Xbox with friends. So plus working out, cycling, running, blah, blah, blah. I have a slew of hobbies that keep me busy. And there's only 24 hours in a day, and I got to sleep some of that. So as much as I enjoy being on YouTube, it sometimes just have to take a back seat to other parts of my life. Be sure and hit the bullseye of that. Oh, thank you, Eliza. Appreciate that. So much potential for a great draft, but Brian blew it. You had one job to do, and you blew it. So, Cowboy X Factor, to answer your question, I am going to a comic book show on Sunday. I mentioned this last night for anybody that didn't hear it. I help an elderly gentleman. He's about 63. He doesn't have a car, so he doesn't have transportation. He does enjoy buying and selling comics, so whenever I go to a comic thingy, I generally do bring him with me. But it helps me out, too, because he's going to be a dealer at the comic show Sunday, and I will be able to get in early at like 8:30, a half hour before the early bird hour doors open, and an hour and a half before the regulars come in, which means I'll get first dibs on any deals. Which also sucks too, because one of the things I hate about comic shows is the dealers all snag stuff from each other, and by the time you get in there, some of the best stuff's already been scooped up and then repriced with a higher price tag on it. But I'll probably buy. The last time I went to this comic show, I bought 3 long boxes worth. I don't plan on buying that much, but you never know. I only play Magic the Gathering, Sugar J. I used to play Raw Deal. I don't know if anybody remembers that. It was the wrestling card version, the WWE version, or it was WWF then, of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! I really liked the game. The game ended up folding in 2008 or 9. I try Butterfly. I occasionally see Magic the Gathering cards at the comic shows, but usually it's strictly comic book stuff. Yeah, Butterfly, try to be a good guy. I try to present myself as a good person on YouTube, and I try to be a good person off of YouTube. Yes, the Biscuit Buddy. Yes, I do. I have the Elf deck built. You also sent me an Ancient Tomb. That's in one of my decks. So yes, the cards that you sent me, absolutely. A couple viewers, the Biscuit Buddies, one of them have sent me Magic the Gathering cards, knowing I play Magic, and yes, Biscuit Buddy actually sent me a deck. I forgot the name of the commander, but it was the Elf deck where the guy taps, and you tap so many elves, and then all your opponents lose 10 life. I have that deck built. So yes, very much so, Phil. I believe in Castle 2. Guys, Juan Nunez is Manu Ginobili light, but point guard. I hope so. There was an early Arlen movie called Raw Deal. I believe in that movie it says, you shouldn't drink and bake. That's all I remember from that. I think that's from Raw Deal. I have 2 long boxes of comic books I haven't looked at in years. Should I keep them or just try and sell them? Dogshi? It's tough. What I recommend to folks, if you're not in the comic book land, like if I went through your boxes, I could say, yes, this is a key appearance, this is a first appearance of somebody, etc. This has value. This is, book you would find in a dollar bin. I'd just be careful selling them because I wouldn't want you to be taken advantage of. You want to get fair market value for your collection, whether that's $100 for 2 boxes or $500 or more. The easiest way to look up a comic, if anybody, or anything, if you have something that you may think is of value, look it up on eBay, click it to recent sold, change the listing to not live auctions, but to sold and completed, and that'll give you kind of an idea of what your fair market value is. I do have an Angel deck. I do Dragon. I don't have a Worm deck as of yet. I do have a deck with Worms in it, but I don't have a dedicated Worm deck. There is a Worm Commander, a mono green Worm guy that came out 2 years ago. I just haven't gotten around to getting him. And even though I still play Magic, it's a commercial break, so I'm just rambling about Magic, one of my hobbies. The game has had 1 million sets come out. Like there's like 25 Commander decks here, as opposed to 5 when I started playing, and it's hard to just stay caught up. But I still have like almost 70 Commander decks. There was another pick during the during the commercial. Melvin Ajinka from France is going to the Washington Wizards. That's another French player to the Wizards. They drafted Sarr, who I thought was going to go first overall. That was a bit of a shocker. The Golden State Warriors are on the board. Thanks, TSR, for putting your time into this. Really enjoyed your video since I discovered them a couple of weeks ago. Well, Yannick, thank you. You'll eventually be playing Orderal, more than a card game. Still fun. I've never heard of that. Do we just start City next season and see what happens? I want to see what he does in the Summer League. So it's Mig. What do we do in the draft? Drafted Stefan Castle, 4th overall. Drafted Rob Dillingham, 8th overall. Immediately traded him to the Timberwolves for a protected pick and a protected swap and an unprotected pick, I think, in 2030 and 31. We drafted Furphy. I forgot his first name. It was Johnny Furphy, 35th overall. Immediately traded him to the Pacers for cash considerations, and I forgot the dude's first name. Nunez? Was it Juan Nunez? I don't know. And then we drafted Harrison Ingram with a 48th pick overall. Angel decks are awesome. Smash that thumbs up. We have almost 400 viewers and just over 200 thumbs up. Thank you, Biscuit Buddy. Yes, I do love Angel decks. I used to run Avacyn Caps Lock with her costing 8 mana to get on the board. I dropped it to the other Angel. Don't remember the Angel's name. Other Angels you get +1/+1 in lifelink. She costs 5, and I think she's a 5/5. I haven't got a chance to play that yet. Try it out soon. It was Juan Nunez. Okay. You may have drafted the best pure point guard in Europe. Wow. Jeff in the zone. I think Bronny's going right here, number 55. If ESPN goes to commercial during the Lakers pick and they draft Bronny, holy crap, will they have dropped the ball. I mean, he's the biggest name available in the second round. Yes, because of his dad. It is what it is. And if they don't televise that, you guys are saying Boston needs to draft Bronny. The pick is in. It's a pros trade, but let's...
With the 52nd pick in the 2024 NBA Draft, the Golden State Warriors select Quinton Post from Amsterdam, the Netherlands, and Boston College.
Quinton Post, never heard of him. Pat, have fun at work, if that's possible. And it looks like the Warriors have already traded that pick. We're getting close. Do the Pistons or Celtics grab Bronny before the Lakers can? Oh, I'll just go right here. Could it happen? Cam Spencer from UConn still available. Miss TSR, my girlfriend, a huge UConn fan. Nunez looks like a steal. Is he 6'8"? A 6'8" point guard, something the Spurs were looking for. Is he 6'8"? Holy moly, I didn't realize he was that big. Hey, I have a lot of key comics and a lot of comics in general I've been wanting to sell. Do you have a list of comics you're looking for? Ted, I'm always buying collections. If you want to talk to me or talk about it, you can hit me up on Twitter at TSR Sports 50, or my email is also in the channel about section, eternitysure@gmail.com. But I'm not looking. I enjoy buying collections. and a large part of those collections become part of my collection. I have 100 bajillion comics right now, and I have too many, but I just love it. I try to read, one or two every day, depending on time. You might be only one or two a day, sometimes more, sometimes less. It depends what I'm reading, but I've been collecting comics pretty much since 1987, and it's definitely one of a huge time-consuming hobby for me. New to the 6'4", not 6'8". Okay, I was going to say, welcome back, 66. Yes, P-Juice, I do think the Lakers are taking Bronny. How many Giants players were in the USA football team lost to Japan? Latina Lantern, all of them. All right, Ted, sounds good. As far as all my hobbies, I would probably think, let's see, while we're in a commercial break, TSR's top 3 hobbies. Outside of making love. Hobbies, obviously sports, and this will just be sports in general, watching football, watching basketball, calling sports. That's probably number 1, the channel, and just watching sports and playing sports. Probably to say music is number 2. I am a musician, and that's a hobby I love. It's a time-consuming hobby trying to make music and make a music video. Comic books are probably right there in the top 3. Movies are right near there too. I would say I'll put a top 4. My Mount Rushmore hobbies is movies are on there as well. Magic the Gathering would be there because I can put sports all together. Playing basketball, cycling, that's easily number 1. Did we miss a pick in the commercial break? It says Detroit's pick is in. Nope, we have not. Miss TSR is still. I don't know if her. Wait, what, Amityville? Miss TSR family still watching when I said what? It says 6'8" here. Did Tim Duncan ever appear in the Punisher comic? I don't think so. Who gets fired first, Pop or Brian Wright? Well, Pop's not going to fire himself. Oh, the pick. All right, so they're not announcing it. ESPN's doing an interview. Cam Spencer just drafted. UConn? Is this the second time a UConn player's been drafted and they didn't announce it? Oh, poor UConn players, second rounder. So Cam Spencer, congratulations, going. Oh, actually, Miss TSR is not going to like that. He's going to the Pistons. She may have let out an F-bomb when she saw that. Cam Spencer to the Pistons. First the accidental proposer, now you speaking funny business with their daughter? What? Oh, no, they're not watching. Okay. I do not dance. Boston's on the clock. Are they going to draft Bronny? I did Amityville, and not with her. We're not married yet. We have never done anything more than a light kiss and then immediately stop. Bronny time. Do the Celtics draft Bronny? Could that happen? I got to think the Lakers draft Bronny. I can't see the Celtics drafting Bronny. Best players available, Justin Edwards out of Kentucky. You missed the second one. Ulrich Chamchi out of Cameroon. Keyshawn Johnson. Jalen Bridges out of Baylor. Bronny James, the 6th best available player. And there's 5 picks left in this draft. So per that draft board, Bronny's not getting drafted. But I stand by it. He's going to the Lakers at 55. And when he does, congratulations to Bron and Bronny. Be the first time a father and son have played together in the NBA, even if it's only for like 30 seconds. Bronny's not going to get significant minutes, if any, his rookie season, but I see that happening. Bronny to the Lakers. Yeah, commercial again. Are they backloading all these commercials? Like they didn't have many commercials up front, and now they're just like, all right, we got to get all our ad revenue in, so let's just cram all these commercials in one after another at the end. No, not me, Daryl. Burger King commercial, $5. Oh, we're going to get the draft pick during the commercial with the Celtics. BK, I don't eat there. You can have it your way, but I don't. I did get something there once this year, I think. I was on vacation for a UFC, and I think I got No, I didn't. Did I eat at Burger King? I did not. I have not eaten at Burger King this year. Yeah, they traded their 2023 commercials for more commercials today. Omar, go Spurs, go to you? All right, go Spurs, go to everybody, even though the Spurs are done with the draft. I'm excited to see the Lakers take Bronny. I hope it happens for him. I do. I'm not, I'm not a LeBron fan, not a Lakers fan, but it'd be a cool moment for them. And it's really the last thing LeBron has on his checklist. And if you're a LeBron hater, you should want him to play with his son because that's the last thing on his checklist, which means he may retire sooner than later. He's got nothing else to play for. And I don't think the Lakers are a championship team. Well, I know they're not a championship team the way they're built right now. I think they had a pretty good squad when they won, and then they did the Westbrook thing, and then that was just all sorts of bad. They should have not have traded all those players away from Russell Westbrook. Mavs drafted someone with pick 51 in a trade with the Knicks. Don't know how we got that pick. Did you? There's a lot of trades up in this area. Still in a commercial, though. ESPN is going to make a spectacle of the first time Bronny checks in with it. Oh, of course he is. Yes. If Bron and Bronny on the court at the same time, it's going to be huge news. I just posted the info of Tim Duncan being in a Punisher comic book on your... Oh, nice, Ted. Tim Duncan was really in a Punisher book? Steve, how is UConn going to be next season? I know they want to try to win their third in a row. That's why Caravan came back. I don't know how the roster is going to shape up with 4 guys leaving. Miss TSR can answer that better than I can, and she's not here today. I got this Miss TSR who's not quite the same. I don't know. There was some kid they recently got whose name... I know they didn't get Cooper Flagg. There was some other kid they got that... I can't remember his name. Oh, I'm definitely behind July 26th. I'm in a commercial break right now, which means the pick was probably announced during the break. So let me just pull up the draft board and... Yep, Anton Watson. It's actually it's coming up on now. Anton Watson from Gonzaga. So the Lakers are up next. This should be a quick one. How is it not the Lakers draft Bronny James? It's got to be. It absolutely has to be. Lakers are on the clock. It's Bronny. It's got to be Bronny. If the Lakers select Bronny, I think it's sad because a better player will go undrafted. Yeah, probably. Lakers war room. Yeah. Is LeBron in there? He's not. I'm not trolling. I was wondering if LeBron's actually in there. They're all sitting there kind of laughing. That was a good pick by the Lakers, by the way. At 17, to get Dalton Connect, who was projected to be around a top 10 pick, to have him fall that far, that was a home run for the Lakers. Come with me if you want to live. If you want your son to live, follow me. Oh, jeez, follow instructions. Yeah, Homer, I'm lost on this Tim Duncan on Punisher too. They'll pick Bronny even though they really don't want him. He's getting picked. He's getting picked. It's going to happen. And when they pick him, we'll announce it, and then TSR is going to call it a night with 3 picks remaining. I'm sorry, I'm really hungry. I got plans soon. And I need to get going, and I really got to pee, if I'm being honest. And I really appreciate everybody hanging out. It was a fun afternoon. It's been a fun two days of draft. A little weird with the draft at 4 o'clock today. For anybody that's not aware, there is a presidential debate tonight. That's all I'm going to say on that. It makes sense for the NBA to move the draft so they're not going against that television-wise. The Lakers are still on the clock. How is this not... Shouldn't this be obvious? I will tell Miss TSR hello. I think she might... Well, she said she had a conference call, so she might not be watching, or maybe she's got it on mute. They're showing the Lakers headquarters again, which just looks very... They're all just kind of sitting there spinning around in their chairs. Are they intentionally delaying this pick? It's Bronny. Come on. Thank you, Achilles. I know, the Lakers' X are playing where they're just goofing around. Lakers picks in, they're all going like this. We know who it is. Come on. Big handshake. They're all celebrating. You knew who you were picking. This is not a surprise. It's Bronny. It's Bronny. It's Bronny. If it's not Bronny, then I don't know what to say. Lakers finished 47-35, eighth in the Western Conference, lost to the Nuggets. It was a gentleman's sweep, 4-1. I'm not going to look at the chat. There might be a spoiler about their pick. Going to wait till Mark Tatum announces it. Lakers need ball handler, perimeter shooting. They need some youth, really. Their two best players, to his credit, Anthony Davis did not get injured at all this season until... no, I don't think actually he played the most games he played in his career, second most. But to have your best player be pushing 40, it's a testament to LeBron, but it's not somebody you can build on right now. You know, ask him to go out there and throw up 30 or 40 a night is just not reasonable at his age. First round of the Nuggets. Okay, it was first. Here we go. Bronny James. Let's hear it.
The 55th pick in the 2024 NBA Draft. The Los Angeles Lakers select Bronny James.
Oh my God!
Of Southern California.
Of course it's Bronny. Not a LeBron fan, but you know what? Congratulations. He's going to get to play with his son. I'm not going to be a hater here. And I am rooting for Bronny. Dude had a heart issue. I wish him well with his health. And it's going to be a historical moment in the NBA when they join each other on the court. So congratulations. Seriously. Bronny's not going to... If Bronny got traded, no. So he was there. There he is. It happened. Hey, and you know, congratulations to Lakers fans. I know you guys wanted to see this happen. I don't think you're a championship team next year. The Western Conference is pretty stacked. Celtics are going to be good next year, too. And the Nuggets are still going to be good this... Probably, I can't imagine they're not good next season. And the Nuggets certainly have had the Lakers number recently. So, who knows with the Mavericks, how good they'll be next year. So, this was fully expected. And seriously, congratulations to Bronny. July 24, 2023, went into cardiac arrest during summer workout and underwent procedure to repair congenital heart defect. He could have passed away. So, seriously, congratulations to him making it into the NBA, living a dream. So, that's all I got, my friends. I'm going to go ahead and check out. I'm going to go grab some dinner. I said I would stick around until Bronny's drafted. Oh, my gosh, I don't have it on the... forgot to do that. Update the draft board. There he is, Bronny James to the Lakers. And, that's all I got, my friends. So I'm sure I'll see you. There'll be a lot more content coming with a lot of people talking about the draft. And then we got the Summer League coming up, so we can check out Castle and the Spurs. So thank you all. Appreciate you tuning in. Until next time, what you gonna do when TSR Sports runs wild on you? Go Spurs, go!